Yes. Good morning, everyone. How are you all? Fine, good. Let's try. So, yesterday we started understanding Redux. We had a basic architecture understanding. We had a basic architecture understanding, and we also understand how Redux works. Okay. We will understand one more time how Redux works, and we will do one more application with the Redux. Okay. Once you guys had a clear understanding of Redux, I will tell you what is difference between Redux and Redux toolkit. Then we may shift towards the Redux toolkit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Once again, I'm telling you, like the next week mostly gonna be projects. By end of the next week, your Redux course will be done. Okay. Sorry, your React course will be done. So the complete concept of basic React are done for you. Okay. The advanced one, suspense, lazy loading, and all will be done by Saturday. So have to focus, you guys. Okay. In case you guys did not apply for any jobs, you can start it for me. Start it for one more time. Okay. Focus more on it now. Let's discuss all the things what we discussed yesterday one more time. This Redux counter. So what we discussed yesterday, sir, yesterday we discussed first there will be something called store. Okay. Store is a global container. In the store, it will contain all the data, all the state values with the updated one will be inside the store. There will be only one global store for one application. That is one of the three principles the Redux follows. Only one store, right? After the store, how the store will be updated, like how the values in the store will be updated. Values in the store will be updated by something called reducer. Values in the store is updated by reducer. Reducer is nothing but a function which updates state based on actions. Which updates the state based on actions, sir. If you remember, we write one reducer where it will take action type, and based on the action type of the action, inc or dic, it updates the state count value to 1 or 2. Right? You guys remembered it? Yeah. Now, so this reducer is the one actually updates the values inside the store. Now, how the reducer will be updated, like how the reducer will be triggered? Is reducer triggered directly? No. Reducer triggered by something called actions. Actions trigger the actions trigger reducer, and the action is also a function, also a function, also a function used to trigger reducer. How do you get action? Sir, action will be created by something called action creator. We write action creators. If you remember yesterday, we write increment, decrement, named action creators. Okay, I will show you one more time. Now, this creators will actually target the reducers. Now, how these action creators will come? Action creators will come by component. So inside, this is the main point. We will start from the component. Sir, in the component, we will write it something, some on click or on change, some event is there. So this on click will trigger the action, and the action changes triggers the reducer. Reducer changes the state and stores in the store, and from the store, automatically my component will get it. Component will get it from the store. This is a basic cycle which we discussed yesterday. Any doubts, sir? Any doubts? Now, let's go here. Let's see here. This is a main application. It is a simple same. Now let's go here. App. Now, how do the Redux connected to React application? Redux connect to React application by something called provider. Provider contains a store. And where is the store? Store is inside another file. I created another store, and that store is added into the provider. And that provider is providing to counter. That means my application. Inside that, my application is inside the provider. So for whole counter, provider is there. How many applications are there inside that I can put? Some people like to put provider in the main, so that the whole app application will have the provider. Okay. You can put wherever you like to. It works. Now go here. What will happen in the counter, sir? Now I will just create it here. One folder, Redux. And inside the folder, I will keep these actions and all. Now, what will happen, sir? For me, it will automatically change. Now here, if I go to counter, sir, first thing, see here, counter. In the counter, this is what appears on the screen, right? Now in this, what I put some count value, and here I'm printing one variable named count. Sir, where did you get the count variable? Go here. I get the count variable by using something called use selector. What is that? Use selector. Sir, use selector. Where are you getting it from use selector? What is the use of use selector? Use selector is used to get the values from the store. Whatever the value stored in the store, to get the values from the store, you will use something called use selector. Okay. Using use selector, I took the count value and I stored it inside the count, and I'm printing it. And again, dispatch is used to dispatch the actions. Now here I write it on click. When someone click on the button, dispatch will come, and dispatch will call the increment. Where is the increment? Now first see, from component I'm going into actions. In the actions, increment I'm dispatching. In the increment, what I'm writing it? Type equals to incr. Type is incr. I'm passing one object, type is incr. And automatically it will go to reducer. And reducer will take it the two things. One is initial state and another one is action. Now action is nothing but an object type incr. Action is nothing but type increaser. Now here let's come action dot type. What is action dot type? Can anyone tell me now what is the action dot type now? Incr. Whatever we click. For example, if I click on plus button, action dot type will be incr. If I click on minus button, action dot type will be decr. So it comes here. If any default is there, it will not change anything. And if it is incr, then I will write it dot 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 state. That means previous state things are same. Only the state count value will change to state count plus one. Sir, here this is an important point. You should not write it here inside the state. Count is there, na sir. You can take it. You can write it plus plus. You cannot do that because in Redux, sir, in Redux always Redux goes with this logic. State is read only. In Redux, state is read only. You cannot update the state. If I directly update it, it will be wrong. Sir, if I call incr without using dispatch, what happened? This is interesting point. See, let me update it. count value, I'm updating state dot count plus one. Ha, go here. What if here, where is this? Here. If you directly call incr, what will happen? It will call the action and the action automatically type will become incr. That's it. Type will become incr. But how reducer know that? No. Did I call reducer anywhere? No. The dispatch will make the reducer call. The dispatch make the reducer call. If you call it directly, reducer will not be called. Only type equals to incr will be added. But what is the use of it? Okay. When the reducer calls only it will be used. So it's like media, the action is just a median process. Okay. Redux toolkit actually removed the actions. The main difference between Redux toolkit and Redux is we will discuss anyway. In Redux toolkit, this procedure will not be there. Where is this? In Redux toolkit, they remove this. They directly go from here to here. Okay. That's the only difference. So they will put update also inside this only. Okay. That we will discuss later. But in Redux, this is all there. This is Redux. Now go here. Now, okay. Reducer came. In reducer, something updates. And the updated value where it will store? In the store. I created the store using reducer. Clear, ma? We are having a new method called create splice. So that's why create store is not working, but still it will work. Work it will work. Okay, but we are not using it. Most of the code bases you are going to use in companies will use Redux only, ma. Okay. Now, next one. Let's do one more thing here. Let's run it first. CD projects npm no cd redux counter npm run dev which is working fine for me. So what I will do, I will go here. I'm gonna use another thing in the reducer initial state. I have two values, count and count two. I'm using count two now. Go here, const c2 equals to c equals to use selector state dot count two. So count two, I'm taking it, I'm storing it as C. Now here, paragraph, count two, C. Now, sir, what the C initial value? What is the C count to initial value? 100. What is the count to initial value? 100. You can see it here. Now it will print here that 100 and I'm going to do same thing. If I click on plus, the 100 should increase or okay, I should do that. Why use state? Someone, I didn't understand. Like, why use state here? Because the use selector will take a callback function, ma. The input for the callback function is the object of initial states. Now the object of initial take, I'm taking it as state. You can write it here, whatever you like it. If I write it here, X, and if I write it here, X, it works absolutely fine. That means X is the initial object. In that X, something count to is there. I'm taking it. Is this clear, sir? Till now, any doubts, ma? No. So, okay, let's put one more button. Sorry. Button, add. If I write it here, button, add, I'm writing it on click. The moment someone clicks on it, I'm going to dispatch. Okay, I didn't write any methods. Let's go here. Let's create another reducer. This reducer is for the count. Let's go for another reducer. For everyone, we will create one reducers. Sometimes we will manage in the same reducer also. I am creating it someone else so that you can remember it. Okay. You can manage in the same reducer also, sir. Okay. State equals to initial state, comma, action. Now in the action, I'm writing it const, sorry, switch. Any doubt, sir? Uh, switch action dot type. Const means it does not accept the change of the value. How it is possible here? The state is changing. How, sir? Okay, someone I think just confused here. If you go here, you are not changing the state of the value. The point is so simple. This const C will take whatever the value inside the store. Someone changed it. I don't know. My point is to just take it. Okay. Whatever is in my hand, no one is changing it. I'm just seeing the data and I'm just keeping the store. And in the store, someone is changing it and I'm taking the data again. If I'm holding something and if someone is changing it, that is not possible with the const. Okay. You got my point? Clear that? Don't confuse with that. Yeah. Now, now, sir, you can write common functions for switch also. It's up to you. I'm gonna create it. Export const. I'm writing it some add. I'm writing it one method named add. Okay. Mm, add will take. Add will have two things. One is type add. Another one is amount 200. Then next, Control C. I told you in previous times you can write it how many you like it. So I'm writing it subtract and here sub. Now let's go here. Let's import this to counter import add comma subtract. And if someone click here add button and subtract button, I will click subtract. If someone clicks on add, it will trigger the add action. And in the add action, what they are doing it, we are adding type and we are adding something called amount also, right or not? Same way. And here on click. And here I am writing it dispatch. I'm writing it here subtract. So action will go, it will add something type add amount 200. So this add function is returning one object and that object is having it two values. One is type, one is amount. Type is add, amount is 200. Okay. Now let's go here in the reducer. In the reducer, if the type is sorry, case add. If the type is add, sir, then what I'm going to do, same like how I did it here, I'm gonna return it return, keep the state as it is. Spread operator, if anyone don't know, please learn that, which is very easy. Now I am updating count to count to. How you are updating count to? State dot count to plus action dot amount. See, in the action, actually, action is an object having two values. One is type, one is amount. And I'm taking it type. Based on type, I checked it and I added the amount. So what will happen, guys? Now, Bolo, initially, everyone tell me, initially, the count to value is 100. Count to value is 100, sir. Now I click here, dispatch add. It will go to actions. It will take the amount to 200. It will come to reducers. And in the reducer, it is updating it to adding previous value with action dot amount. Can anyone tell me what will happen if I click on add button now? 100 will become 300. 100 will become 300. Why? Because action dot amount is 200, which is gonna add. Any doubts, sir? Any doubts? No. Now let's go here. Case subtract. Oh, sorry. Sub. It has to be same exactly how you mentioned the type. Okay. Now here return dot state comma count to state dot count to minus action dot amount. So I just want to tell you, like, with the action you can send so many other things also. So that's why I write this action dot amount kind of one. Default. Now here return state. That's it. The logic is done. But sir, will it work? No, it will not work. You know why? Because your store is taking only one reducer, reducer one. But store should take two reducers. Okay. Now here only one reducer is taking it. Sir, how do you take it two reducers? There is two ways. One, directly you can write it here. Okay, export default here. Huh? You can combine the two reducers and create a new reducer. Const reducer equals to combine reducers, and you can give two reducers name, reducer 1 comma reducer 2. So what will happen? Both the reducers will be combined inside one reducer, and that reducer I am passing it to the store, and the store will be created based on one reducer only. Any doubts, sir? Okay. So in action, why we write it like brackets? It should be like, okay. That I think someone not understand. If we directly put it an object, it will become a function one. Okay. Actions creators cannot be taken directly like that. You should make it as a object value. Okay, some returning object value. So that's why we will write it like that. If I write it here, some people are not understanding this in the action, sir. If I write it here, open brace, close brace, and if I write it type, what it will understand, this open brace, close brace will be understand as function open and function close, right or not? But I don't want function open and function close. I want this particular function to return object. So if I write it like this, it will take this one as not function. It will return like as an object. Okay. Okay. Yes, Hemant. What you said it is actually right. If you want only one reducer, you can write it with reducer dot reducer one. Now go here. If I click on add, why store is not working it? Inspect console. Store does not have a valid reducer. Go here, reducers. Okay. So that it is taking it reducers. Why it is not taking it? Combine reducers turns an object whose values are different reducer functions. So it should be an object. Reducer 1, reducer 2. Did I imported the combine? Yes, combine reducers is also done. Export default reducer. Control C, Y. Go here. Okay, sir. To understand the Redux in better way, you can go to web store and add, same like how did you add React developer tools? Same way you can actually do Redux also. For Redux also, one developer tool will be there. You can add Redux dev tools. Redux dev tools. You can install the Redux dev tools, sir, so that you can understand in one React component like how the Redux is working on. In web store, create an add an extension Redux dev tools. Let me check it in Redux dev tool. What is wrong here? Inspect. Here you will get it something called Redux. Click here Redux, which will open whole Redux here. It will have so many things here. Why data is not having it? Redux official website, redux.js.org. Combine reduces. See this we can directly we wrote it similar, right? Combine reducers A comma B, where A comma B are two reducers. We also did the same thing. Combine reducers set reducer 1 comma reducer 2. combine like in a object format key value pair. Reducer one, count one, reducer one, comma, count two, reducer two, and they are combined. Store does not have a valid reducer to combine the pass ones. Combine reducers, some name, and the reducer name. That's what we did. Control C, terminate the job. Objects are not valid as a React child object with keys count one, count two. If you mean to render a collection of children, use an array instead. No. Names are different. No, no. Still, it is not creating the store. Huh? No, somewhere in the combined stores happen. What? Parenthesis. This one you want me to remove. Reducer 2. Huh. You want me to put here parenthesis. Reducer 1, yes, parenthesis is there, closed. And then same thing now, reducer 1 and reducer 2. See? Yeah, we need to import the combined reducers, which I did actually. Combined reducers. If we need to import, that is same thing which we imported. See, combine. Why two combined reducers are there? Import combined reducers. What is difference when both are same? The store I just took reducer from reducers and I just used the one reducer only for creating the store. Automatically a reducer is taken. See, C1, C2 is taken it here. If you see it here. So store is also created, na? And from the store, why Redux toolkit is not showing it? That is the problem I'm facing it. Redux toolkit. Usually it will show all the, complete states are equal. No, how many states are there? How many actions are there? Everything it will show. State is empty. It is showing it. Okay, I will check with it what is wrong in it. But I hope you guys understand basically how the Redux works, right? Okay. So I will check with it why combine is not working on. Then we'll try one more application, a basic to do. I will show you a basic to do one. Instead of we trying it, I will take it from an GitHub. Go here, GitHub, to do Redux. As I told you in the initial classes, sir, the best thing you can do is you can take someone's code and review it. First, you should not create directly from scratch. That will not make you a better. First, you should see someone's code. And when you see it, you feel it like some things were not necessary, some things were not right, some things were not implemented rightly. So you take them and you started to change them and you started to understand how the pattern they are following on. Then you will understand more important things, how what in bigger scale can implement. Then you can start implement. First, see someone's code, sir. I am taking it something Redux list of to dos something. Okay, they used so many things. I think they used something TypeScript, React, Redux to do. Okay, so dot. If you click on dot, it will open it here. You can just check it upon. No, I think someone who gave me this may be wrong. Anyway, we'll see it. Now I'm gonna check someone's code. Okay, how they did it. First index.js. When you are checking someone's code, check it line by line, sir. Check it line by line. Okay, I will come to my code again, don't worry. Now this one, see here. First, they are providing the provider for the whole application. In this providing provider, they added one store, right or not? Till now, any doubt, sir? No, they added the store. And where is the store, sir? See, store they are taking from Redux. Same like how we did, they created one folder for Redux. So I will go inside the folder Redux, and inside this folder Redux, something called to store is there. Okay, so go here, store, and in the store they created configure store. Sir, it's like usually for Redux we will use something called create store, but after create store we come to something called configure store. Okay, but this guy used something new one, which is configure store, which is a Redux toolkit. This concept is for Redux toolkit, don't worry. Anyway, basically you will understand, it's not a big deal. There are no actions. If you see, there are no actions here. Each reducer we will call it here a slice. Okay, now they took something configure store, and they took some Redux here. What is the reducer they used? To do reducer. Go here at to do slice, and a to do reducer they got from to do slice. Go here, and inside this they added so many things. One, two, three, four, and main to do slice is this. In this, they added initial state. They added some reducers. Here, they added add to do. If someone click on add to do, what to do? If the someone click on toggle complete, what to do? If someone click delete, what to do? Like this, they added everything, sir. And they then just export it. Whatever is exported are used inside the components. If you go inside the component, see, use selector and use dispatch wherever we used. With just a little bit of work, you can able to understand the code, sir. Okay. This one they used Redux toolkit, but if we use Redux also, the same way it will applicable. Okay. All you will do is, I will give you a basic idea. If you have to create it on your own, if you have to create it on your own, do it like this. Store and your reducers, actions, and here component. First, what component will have components will have so many things. Now here to do application we are going to do. In to do application, first add to add something. Okay, so you will have one input box and you will have one button add. If someone click on add button, automatically whatever you write it in input box will be added in the list. Did you remember that? Yeah. Then second, list. To display the list, you will write it one component and you will display the list by using some map method. Any doubts, sir? Any doubts? No. And then you will write it one method for delete the to do. So now what will happen is, whenever you add it into the list, whenever you are deleting it, or toggling means if it is completed or not completed kind of one. Okay, if you do this, mainly here two actions are there. It will automatically add it to here. These two actions need to update the state. These two actions need to be updated the state, and here adding to do also need to update the state. So it will go to actions. In actions, you will write it three methods: add, delete, toggle. You will write three methods. Okay. For deleting and toggling, you will pass ID and type. For adding one, Also, you will add the ID and type. So you will add the type. So all objects will be added. Now go here. From this, it will go to reducers. Now in the reducers, you will write one logic. If it is add it into the list. If it is delete, remove it from the list. If it is toggle, you will just make your change whatever you like it. That is reducer ka logic. Based on the ID it received, it will change it. Then it will store it in the store and you can print it up. You can take these values from this. This is from selector. You will use selector here. You will use something called use dispatch here. Once you understand the architecture, sir, you can able to do anything. Okay. Any doubts? In interviews, they will ask you questions regarding Redux and Redux toolkit, which you can able to answer if you know the structure well. Okay. Sir, same way, instead of maintaining a global store, you can maintain a global context API and you can do the same thing. You don't need reducer and actions if it is a context API. Directly you can do, right? Right or not? But for context API, you have to use state for state updates. Here we are not using any use state. State is automatically updating in the store. Any doubts, ma? Is it clear, sir? Let's quickly implement this also. Redux to do. Why? I think someone given a simple suggestion here. Let me write it here. Here, reducer 1 is C1, reducer 2 is C2 now. If I go here in the component counter and I'm directly taking it from state instead of stay inside the C1 count is there. Inside the state, inside this C2 count 2 is there. You may get it if you try this. Okay. Just try with it. npm run dev. It came. That means there is no problem with our combined reducers. The problem is how we are taking the values. Okay. If I click on add, it's updating. If I click on this, it's updating. I will open the Redux tool also. Redux. Where is state? Add. It is updating it, right? Why it's not showing it? Here, usually it will show it in a nice diagrams. Local. Let's see. But this is working basically. Uh, let's go here. Create a similar one, sir. With npm create with at the rate latest. And here I'm gonna do Redux to do. cd Redux to do npm install check more and more programs. I think I told you one website named reactjsexample.com. You will get more and more React programs. Download and check your own. Okay. So I'm gonna do how much it will be completed in this 20 minutes. If it is not completed, you guys have to finish. For today's work, writing one React application, to-do application, which will work with Redux. Okay. Now npm run dev, go here, Redux to do, src, refc. If someone did any app, you can give me, sir. That I will check it. Even in group, you can give. I think someone did this particular app. Okay, it's a portfolio. Not bad. Go with nice portfolio, sir. If you put any projects in portfolio, people like to see them. Okay. Now next here, to do application, right? So to do application means I will take one input box, input text. I will write it here, a button, add. Okay. Now if someone clicks on this input button, it should add the value. Okay. It should add the text. That is a basic one. Let's create a folder, Redux. And in the Redux, I will go here, create store.js, reducer dot reducers dot js, actions dot js. Okay. Now first actions. How many actions are there? We will give three to four three actions. One is our logic is so simple: adding, deleting, toggling. We will give these three actions, sir. Let's write a basic actions. Const add to do equals to, this one will take it already an ID. Okay, whatever the ID which is created already, that ID it will take it, sir. Now ID and sorry, type add, comma, ID is whatever the ID it receives. I'm taking key value pair, sir. Key is normally a name ID. Okay. And value is the ID it receives. Okay. So whenever someone dispatches an action of add to do, I will take it their ID. What element is actually dispatching it. Any doubt, sir? No. Actually, add to do will not take ID, na. Add to do will take it some, you know, what the add to do will take it. Add to do will take it. How the element will have ID. Add to do will take it ID comma text. Let's write it here. Text is data is text. Okay. So I just added it, sir. Next one, same way, const delete to do type is delete. What element I'm deleting it, which will take it the ID. And then next, export toggle ID. Then here I can write it type toggle and ID ID. Actions were created and then reducer. Now reducer will take it two things. Initial state, const initial state. In the initial state, I'm taking it one array to-dos and the to-dos array is empty. And I'm taking it here const reducer. You can name it however you like it. Some people will name it with the functionality. Some people will name it like this to do reducer. Since it's a function, use the camel case. Okay. And this one will take it, reducer will take it initial state, which is state is equals to initial state, comma, it will take it something action. Action is containing it ID or action is containing some kind of text. Sometimes action contains type. So now here I am checking it based on switch with the type action dot type. Action have three types now. One is toggle, one is delete, one is add. Okay. Now imagine if it's a case of add, if it's a case of add, so then I will return the state previously same, comma. Now the to-dos array, whatever the to-dos array is there, this to-dos arrays will be updated here. The to-dos array is equals to now state dot to-dos dot push here. No, no need of push. To-dos is equals to array of state dot to-dos, comma, action dot action dot text. So what I'm doing it is, I am adding to-dos will become now whatever the previous to-dos are there, plus the new action. In action, whenever it is adding it, it will send some text also, no? The text will be added into this particular one, and to-dos array will become one more added. Okay, now inside the to-dos array, one more will be added. Okay, if someone click here, delete, the delete will become return. ID, I'm not gonna use anything here. Okay, I'm just adding it. Okay, I have to add ID also, no? So then how do I have to do? So then I will write it. I will add an object. Inside this object, ID is action.id, action.id, comma, text is action.text. So I am adding an object. See, I am adding an object of ID and text. So what it will happen, sir? The moment you write it something, it will add action.text, like one ID and the text both will be added, sir. Now let's just first check it whether it will work with this or not. I will write it one default case. Forget about to do, delete and all. We will do it in the default case. Return state only. I'm gonna create it the store and I'm gonna use it once. How to create it the store? Import, create store, and next const store equals to create, const store equals to create store, and inside this create store I'm gonna give reducer, and this reducer I'm gonna import it here. Export default to do reducer, import to do reducer, here write to do reducer, and export default default store. This is the complete setup, sir. I did not set up for delete and toggle anyway. I just want to check it like how they will work. Now here I'm gonna create it same like how we saw one structure. I'm following the similar structure, sir. SRC. In this I'm gonna create it in another folder, components. In this components folder, I'm gonna write it to-do list. A component named to-do list .js. Okay, and where is app? In the app I put input button na? Okay, now in this input whatever the value is changed, now if someone clicks on it here, on click, here I need to call dispatch. So how do you get the dispatcher? Const dispatch equals to use dispatch. Okay, so okay, unnecessarily, without any confusion, const dispatch is equals to use dispatch, and here only I'm writing it dispatch, and I will dispatch something, import add to do, dispatch add to do, and for this add to do it has to pass some value now. What value it has to pass? It has to pass here Okay. Now here in Redux action, add to do will take two things. One is ID, one is text. So go here. In this, I need to pass two things. One is add, one is text. Where the text is there, text is in the its input. So what? Okay, now here let me take its const to do text, comma, set to do text. I am taking a basic use state. Sir, why you are taking use state here? See, I am managing the to do applications in globally only, but input box I am managing it here. Or you can use ref also if you want to avoid this. Okay, initially which is an empty one, and here I'm writing it on change. The moment someone change it here, then it will automatically take it here. E set to do text e dot target dot what is that? E dot target dot value, right? Value. So that value will be updated into set to do text. Now that to do text I'm passing it here, and what win one random ID also. So how do you get the random ID? I'm using some math function, math dot random multiplied by thou. Array multiplied by 1000, comma, I'm passing it here to do text. And I will use selector const to do's equals to use selector state, and from this state I am taking it the value sir. Inside the state, inside the to do's, the array is there. Clear ma? And this to do's array I'm gonna print it here. How do you print it, sir? A div inside this. If to do's array is there, if something is there with a logical end, and then here I will write to do's dot map. Did you remember this? To do, and here let's go here. Let's write it here. Each one, and here to do, comma, index key equals to index. Here I'm printing it to do, comma, ID. So I will print it to do dot ID with some space, to do dot text. Did I store it as text only? Yeah, store it as text only. Here also stored it as text data. Oh my God. Here I stored it as data, but here I asked it as data. Okay. Now it will work text only, and it will print. Okay. Yeah. I think it should work. Control C. Yeah. Failed to resolve. Okay. I didn't even install React Redux and all, which we will do it tomorrow. Okay. Try it with to do application. This one will work whatever we did. Same way, try it. In case if you are getting any doubts in the to do application Redux, just mention in the group. Okay. Yeah. That's it for today, task, sir. Do it. And tomorrow I'm gonna see them. That's it. Thank you all. If any doubts, you can mention it. I got error because I did not install, Redux, npm install Redux.